The Wild West was a time of lawlessness, legendary duels, and rugged survival. Outlaws, lawmen, and cowboys alike relied on their weapons to settle disputes, defend themselves, and carve out their place in history. But not all guns were created equal. Some became icons, shaping the very stories of the frontier. From six-shooters that made gunslingers famous to rifles that won the West, these weapons were more than just tools. Today, we're diving deep into the legendary weapons of the Wild West. If you think you know the Old West, just wait until you see the firepower these legends carried. The Colt Single Action Army. If there's one gun that represents the Wild West more than any other, it's the Colt Single Action Army, also known as the Peacemaker. Introduced in 1873, this six-shooter became the weapon of choice for lawmen, outlaws, cowboys, and even the U.S. military. Unlike earlier revolvers, which often required cumbersome loading and reloading, the Colt SAA featured a revolving six-chamber cylinder that allowed for quick follow-up shots. It was chambered in several calibers, but the .45 Colt version became the most famous due to its devastating stopping power. Built with durable materials, the Peacemaker could withstand the harshest conditions, from desert heat to freezing nights. Its design allowed skilled shooters to place shots with deadly precision, making it effective in duels and gunfights. The smooth single-action trigger made it quick to fire when drawn from the holster, an essential feature in high-stakes shootouts. This revolver was carried by legendary figures like Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and Billy the Kid, cementing its place as a symbol of the Wild West. Even today, modern reproductions of the Peacemaker remain popular among collectors and cowboy action shooters, ensuring its legendary status lives on. The Winchester 1873. No list of Wild West weapons is complete without the Winchester model. 1873, famously known as the gun that won the West. This lever-action rifle revolutionized the frontier, allowing frontiersmen, ranchers, and Native American warriors to fire multiple shots rapidly without having to reload after every round. Before repeating rifles like the Winchester, most long guns were single shot, requiring time-consuming reloading. The Winchester 1873 changed that by featuring a tubular magazine capable of holding up to 15 rounds, giving its user a massive firepower advantage in gunfights. One of the reasons for its popularity was its compatibility with the .44-40 caliber, the same ammunition used in many Colt revolvers. This meant that cowboys and gunfighters could carry a single type of ammunition for both their rifle and pistol, simplifying logistics on the rugged frontier. Outlaws such as Jesse James and Butch Cassidy favored the Winchester 1873, but so did legendary lawmen like Bass Reeves and Pat Garrett. Whether it was used for defending homesteads from raiders, battling bandits, or taking down game for food, this rifle became an essential tool for survival in the West. Its combination of speed, power, and rugged reliability ensured its place in history as one of the most influential firearms of the 19th century. The Derringer. Not every Wild West gunfight involved large revolvers or rifles. Sometimes the smallest weapons made the biggest difference. The Derringer was a small, concealable pistol that packed a deadly punch at close range. It was popular among gamblers, saloon girls, and politicians who needed protection but didn't want to carry a full-sized revolver, typically chambered in .41 caliber. These pocket pistols had just one or two shots, but at point-blank range, they were highly effective. One of the most infamous uses of a Derringer was by John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated President Abraham Lincoln with a single shot from one of these tiny weapons. Due to their small size, Derringers could be hidden in a vest pocket, boot, or even a garter belt, making them a weapon of choice for those who needed to stay armed discreetly. While they lacked range and capacity, the element of surprise often made up for those weaknesses. The Smith & Wesson Model 3. Another iconic revolver of the Wild West was the Smith & Wesson Model 3, also known as the Schofield revolver. Unlike the Colt Peacemaker, which required spent shells to be removed one at a time, the Schofield had a break-top design that allowed all cartridges to be ejected and replaced in seconds. This made it one of the fastest reloading handguns of its time. The U.S. military adopted the Schofield for cavalry troops, and it quickly gained popularity among outlaws, lawmen, and stagecoach guards. Jesse James, one of the most notorious outlaws of the era, favored this revolver, as did many others who needed a quick-drawing and fast-reloading firearm. While the Colt SAA remained more common, the Schofield's advanced reloading mechanism made it one of the most efficient revolvers of its day. Even now, the elegant design and historical significance of the Model 3 make it a sought-after collector's piece. The sawed-off shotgun. For those who needed sheer stopping power at close range, few weapons were as effective as the sawed-off shotgun. By cutting down the barrels of a double-barrel shotgun, users created a weapon that was easier to handle, highly concealable, and devastating in close-quarters combat. Unlike rifles and revolvers, which required careful aiming, a shotgun blast spread out upon firing, making it nearly impossible to miss at short distances. Outlaws such as Doc Holliday carried sawed-off shotguns as backup weapons, using them when things got up close and personal. Lawmen and bounty hunters also relied on them for ambushes and stagecoach defense, where a single well-placed blast could stop multiple attackers. Though these weapons lacked range, their ability to end a fight in one shot made them one of the most feared firearms in the West. Gatling gun. While most Wild West weapons were single-shot or revolver-based, the introduction of the Gatling gun changed warfare forever. This hand-cranked, multi-barreled machine gun could fire hundreds of rounds per minute, providing a devastating advantage in battle. The U.S. Army deployed Gatling guns in conflicts against Native American tribes, and they were even mounted on stagecoaches for additional protection. Though they were too bulky to be carried by individuals, these early machine guns demonstrated how firepower was evolving. With their ability to unleash a storm of bullets, Gatling guns were a glimpse into the future of warfare, proving that the days of the single-shot rifle were numbered. While these were some of the most famous weapons of the Wild West, other firearms also played a significant role in shaping frontier history. The Bowie knife was not a firearm, but its deadly efficiency in close combat made it a staple among cowboys and outlaws alike. The Spencer repeating rifle was another innovation, introducing a magazine-fed system that allowed for faster reloading than traditional rifles. The Colt Walker was one of the most powerful revolvers ever made, though its large size and weight made it difficult to carry compared to later models. Each of these weapons, in their own way, contributed to the legends of the Old West. Do you have a favorite Old West firearm? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this look into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an epic story from the past.